Welcome back to Bible and Blues, and we are continuing on. This is actually the last chapter in John, and I want to kind of mention a little interaction because I don't get, this is a very small channel. Not many people watch what I do, and that's okay. The right people do. I had somebody respond, and it was on chapter 19. If you want to go back and take a look at that. Listen, he was responding as what I took, and you can correct me. He might watch this. He can correct me if I'm wrong. That was just your basic internet atheist method, and I felt like he was trying to just kind of get a rise out of me, get me mad, get me to debate him, get me to talk back to him. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. That's not what this channel is about. If you want to debate people, there's plenty of people out there that want to debate. I am simply presenting out the word, and he used things like not safe for children. No, I don't mark this as safe for children, just so you know. There's sacrifice, human sacrifice, and all this. It's like, okay, and that's where he's like, okay, you're just kind of going down this internet atheist kind of path, and fine, if that's what you want to do. I'm not. Anyway, I don't want him. If you see this and look back on his stuff back there on 19, or if he comments on here, don't dogpile him. Don't treat him badly. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever get more than the 190 subscribers I have today. And some of these videos, I put out videos that have gotten a single view, and that's okay, because I'm doing the reading for me, because that way I have my daily reading, and I'm putting it on YouTube as a way of holding myself accountable. And so this isn't about becoming a huge channel. This isn't about all that stuff. So if you want to interact with me, respectfully, by all means, let's interact. If you want to try to bait me into a debate, I'm sorry, I'm not there. That's not me. I used to be that. I used to be that person, and I found myself being very miserable doing it. So if you're that kind of person that wants to debate, congratulations. There's places out there. There's channels that want to do that. I'm doing this to help me be more accountable for reading the Bible every single day. And I get something out of it. And if you get something out of it, God bless you. That's awesome. And I really appreciate you being here. That's the whole purpose. And be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you think about it. I don't want people like that he's probably not a bad person. And I told him he's actually my target audience. If he's actually an atheist, if he's actually an agnostic person or an atheist, he's actually my target audience. I want them to hear the word. So there you have it. But again, this is actually for me. Told me accountable to reading my Bible every day. And this is just a fun way to do it, to be able to put it out there. Some people get something out of it. Sometimes, like I said, I have some videos that get a big old goose egg for views. That's not that big of a deal to me. I have a whole different channel that I kind of concern myself with view counts and stuff like that, and it's not this one. So, but this one has more subscribers. I don't know. Go figure. So we're gonna go ahead and get into John chapter 21. This is continuing on after Jesus has begun to appear to his disciples after coming back from hell, after coming back from the grave and being resurrected. So let's just continue on here. Afterwards, Jesus appeared again to his disciples by the Sea of Galilee. It happened this way. Simon Peter, Thomas, also known as Didymus, Nathanael from Cana in Galilee, the sons of Zebedee, and 2 other disciples were there. I'm going to go fish. I'm going out to fish, Simon Peter told them, and they said, we'll go with you. So they went out and got into the boat, but that night they caught nothing. So there you go. A lot of these people were fishermen. Matthew was a tax collector, and there were some others, but a lot of these guys were just fishermen, which is kind of the bottom of society almost. They weren't really high end people by any stretch. But that night they caught nothing. Ever been skunked when you go fishing? I have, many times. Early in the morning, Jesus stood on the shore, but the disciples did not realize that it was Jesus. He called out to them, "Friends, haven't you any fish?" "No," they answered. "Throw your net on the right side of the boat and you will find some." When they did, they were unable to haul the net in because of the large number of fish. Then the disciple whom Jesus loved said to Peter, "It is the Lord." As soon as Simon Peter heard him say, "It is the Lord," he wrapped his outer garment around him, for he had taken it off, and jumped into the water. The other disciples followed in the boat, towing the net full of fish, for they were not far from shore, about 100 yards. When they landed, they saw a fire of burning coals there with fish on it and some bread. Notice they didn't recognize Jesus again. I mean, it was again, he's not being recognized. There's two possible reasons for this. I mean, one thing, he's been transfigured. Okay, he has more of his glory in him again now, and so he's not as recognizable. The other aspect is they weren't expecting to see him. I mean, why would they? I mean, people, that's the whole idea of death. You die and that's it. And so for him to come back makes it very. They had blinders on. It makes it very difficult for them to see him. Another possibility is he made it so that they just couldn't recognize him. But John actually did recognize him. So. Then the disciples, okay, it is the Lord. When they landed, they saw a fire of burning coals were coals there with fish. I cannot do that. I can't get that verse. I can't talk tonight. When they landed, they saw a fire of burning coals there with fish on it and some bread. Jesus said to them, "Bring some of the fish you have just caught." So Simon Peter climbed back into the boat and dragged the net ashore. It was full of large fish, 153. But even with so many, the net was not torn. If you know the significance of that number, because generally speaking, when they give specifics, there's a meaning, and I am not well versed enough to be able to say what the 153 means. Something for me to look up, I guess. And if you want to look it up, let me know down in the comments what that means, because I actually really am curious. Is that significant? Jesus said to them, "Come and have breakfast." None of the disciples dared ask him, Who are you? They knew it was the Lord. Jesus came, took the bread and gave it to them, and did the same with the fish. This was now the third time Jesus appeared to his disciples after he was raised from the dead. When they had finished eating, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus said, "Feed my lambs." Again, Jesus said, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" He answered, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus said, "Take care of my sheep." The third time he said to him, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was hurt because Jesus asked him a third time, "Do you love me?" "Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you." "Feed my sheep. Very truly I tell you, when you were younger, you dressed yourself and went where you wanted. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and someone else will dress you and lead you to where you do not want to go." Jesus said this to indicate the kind of death by which Peter would glorify God. Then said to him, "Follow me." So remember that he denied Jesus 3 times. When Jesus was taken, Simon Peter was the one that denied Jesus 3 times, and now Jesus is reversing that denial because Jesus knew that was going to happen. And now 3 times he says, "Do you love me?" And feed my lambs, take care of my sheep, and feed my sheep. So this is a reversal of those denials. This is Jesus setting Simon Peter on the right path again. Peter turned and saw that the disciple whom Jesus loved was following them. This was the one who had leaned back against Jesus at the supper and had said, "Lord, who is going to betray you?" When Peter saw him, he asked, "Lord, what about him?" Jesus answered, "If you want him to remain alive until I return, if I want him to remain alive until I return, what is that to you? You must follow me." Because of this, the rumor spread among the believers that this disciple would not die. But Jesus did not say that he would not die. He only said, "If I want him to remain alive until I return, what is that to you?" That's significant, because I mean, I can see reading that very thing in there. You said you wanted that. No, that's not what I said, and that's very significant. This is the disciple who testifies to these things and who wrote them down. We know that his testimony is true. Jesus did many other things as well. If every one of them were written down, I suppose that even the whole world would not have room for the books that would be written. That's a lot of different things. Yeah, now mind you, I mean, this is extrapolating. This is talking in terms of expressiveness. But I want to note that this is the only time that the writer of John, and I'll have to read some other scriptures, some other translations to see how they write it, because John 25 says, the first time in the entire book of John that I can remember, and you were here with me on all of these, I suppose. So it's the only time that that's not referred to as a third person, in a third person. So this is significant, and again, I'll have to check to see what that really means. The 153, what does that mean? The fact that he said, "I suppose that even the whole world would not have room for the books that would be written." And so this is, hey, this is good stuff. So we have finished the book of John. Thanks be to God. This is good reading. And I do like the book of Acts. As I believe we're just going to go right into the book of Acts. Starting tomorrow. We'll check that out, and I appreciate you being here. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, yada yada yada, all that YouTube stuff, and let me know what you think, because we've done a lot of this, and we're going to keep going, because I need to read every day and to help my own faith and my own understanding, and hopefully you get some understanding out of this as well. And again, that fine person who commented on that other on chapter 19, there's nothing wrong with what he's saying, and but I just want people to know that I'm not here for the debate. I'm here to edify God. I am here to help myself and my own understanding, and hopefully somebody else out there can get more understanding out of this. So that's why I'm here. That's what we're doing. Thanks a lot. God bless. Bye-bye.